2, 1, 2. All right. I don't know, but I assumed you made maybe 2,000, 1,500 a game. No. Okay, I was thinking 15 to 2. Are they all considered contract though? Game by game? Okay. But but doing this game is priceless. Yeah, the whole scene. Well, it's the holidays. I think there's more fans for the other teams. You no, I don't know. Do you kneel during the anthem or do you stand? Yeah, okay. Just wanted to make sure. I will turn this up for the anthem. And welcome everybody to University of Tampa women's basketball as the Tampa Spartans get ready to host the Nyack College Warriors in the Tampa Thanksgiving Classic Tournament. Hi everybody, Jack Ike along with my buddy who's back, Scott Lynn. Scott, thanks for coming back to the Tampa area.
It is nice to be back home, I'll tell you. It's been an interesting last couple of months, which we can talk about later, but excited to be here for UT women's basketball.
And today. I hope everybody has starting lineups for today's game for Nyack. They will be starting number 1, Khadijah Hickson, a freshman from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Number 3, Jamali Villegas, and she is a sophomore from Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Number 15, their leading scorer, is Brianna Brown, a sophomore from Harlem, New York. Number 22, Jocelyn Wright, and she is a sophomore from Ithaca, New York. Number 34 is Audrey Madison, and Madison is a senior from Monticello, Indiana. They are coached by David Julian. The Warriors come in no wins, 4 losses on the season. For the Tampa Spartans, they will start number 1, Faith Sanders, a senior from Savannah, Georgia. Missed the first couple games due to injury, has come back and has really made an impact on this team since she's gotten back into the lineup. Number 4, Rachel Warden. She is a sophomore from Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Number 5, Karma Jeremy, the senior from Orlando, Florida. Number 22, a transfer, Stasia Titer from Orlando, Florida by way of Georgia State University. And number 44, Molly Franson from Tinley Park, Illinois, a junior, sat out last year with a medical red shirt. She is a transfer in from Northern Kentucky University. The Spartans are coached by Tom Jesse, assistant coach Caitlin Mitrick, and the graduate assistant coach, former player Elena D'Alfredo. The Spartans come in with a 3-1 record and already 2 games into the Sunshine State Conference season at 1-1.
Absolutely. They, of course, beat Eckerd, a 48-44 win back on the 15th of November. And then a few days later, since you talked with everyone last, they played at Nova Southeastern and lost 72-66 at Nova.
The Spartan team has a much different look from previous seasons. They lost a number of seniors last year, but replaced them not only with some transfers, but a lot of these transfers coming in, 2 of them breaking into the starting lineup already, but D1 experience and a lot of it.
Yeah, Emily Ashu, 2 years at Bradley University, and then Stasia Titer, of course, played 2 years at Georgia State University, where she was a 2-year starter.
We are underway. Nyack wearing the black jerseys with red trim, Spartans in the white with the ball, and Rachel Warden brings it across the timeline, quickly up to Faith Sanders. Women's college basketball, 4 quarters of 10 minutes each. This is our 3rd season of that. But just like to remind people, Jeremy drives the lane, Warden with a 3. Off the rim, rebound, falling into the hands of Hickson. Working it around, Villegas. Long 3 on the way from Brown. She leads the team at almost 16 a game. Nobody else in double digits on the squad, though I believe 4 players at about 7.5 a game.
Yeah.
3 or 4.
Yeah, Brown averaging, like you say, 15.8. She had a season-high 19 against Merrimack. This is a young Nyack College Warriors team. Their coach, David Julian, told me that they're young, they're resilient, they've had some early bumps in the road, but they're here because of the Puerto Rico disaster. This tournament was put together, and they said, we don't expect to win a lot of games here, but we will prepare ourselves for our conference coming up later.
Jump ball, Madison turned in toward Faith Sanders, and Faith got her hand and caused a tie-up. So the turnover to the Spartans.
Pardon me, Jack. Coach Julian told me that he's excited about the group. He thinks that, again, that this will help prepare them for their season. They do have a loss. Natalia Bonami, I should say. He told me that's how she pronounced it. Is out for the season in all likelihood with a bad knee injury. She's here in attendance today, but will not play. And she was averaging 7.5 points a game and was injured. And that's going to be a big loss, he said. She's a freshman, very talented. And he says we'll just have to see how it goes.
Free throw line jumper, no good. Jeremy with the rebound and a collision out near midcourt. Could have been worse as Warden ran into Hickson.
Yeah, Hickson came up to try to pressure in the backcourt, as you saw right in front of us, and Rachel Warden didn't know she was there and kind of ran into her, but because she wasn't quite set, Hickson, it was a blocking foul.
Karma Jeremy just ran in front of us, number 5, and happy to see her playing out this year. She was the post presence for the Spartans last year, as Franson was hurt, and nobody else was above 6 feet tall.
Yeah, and she's just 5'8", so she was undersized, and as you say, this is more suited to her playing out there on the wing.
And yet she really held her own last year.
Oh, she's tough.
Yeah. Air ball, tracked down by Titer. Titer made her presence known in the very first game of the season, double digits.
Yeah, and you can just see that she's a good ball handler, and I'm really looking forward to watching her all season.
Sanders thought about it. Titer finds Jeremy. 8 on the shot clock. Jeremy drives back to Titer. 3 on the way. Just kind of clips the front of the rim. Still scoreless. Minute or 2.5 into this game. Spartans will get Emily Ashu into the lineup. Drive on the way by Smoot, and she scores. Smoot into the lineup, we should mention as well.
Actually, the ball didn't go through, Jack.
Did not.
So she's going to go to the line to shoot a couple. Kelly Smoot, by the way, is in her first bit of action here. So she's very anxious to show what she can do today. A senior 5'4" guard from Baltimore, Maryland. And there were some issues there that forced her to miss the first 4 games of the season, but she is out there and is very happy to be on the court today. Now, Ashu checking in, as you know, Jack, had that big debut.
She had a great first game, too. Titer and Ashu were just a dynamic duo in the first game of the year.
Yeah, Ashu with 26 points, and you're thinking, wow, good to see her.
And then Faith Sanders comes back and takes her spot in the lineup. That's how good Faith Sanders is. There's a turnover. I should not have mentioned Faith Sanders.
Yeah, there was the turnover.
Yep, Jeremy with the board.
But it didn't cost the Spartans. Spartans still looking for that first hoop.
Yeah.
Tom Jesse told me just a moment ago that this team's not running on all cylinders yet. It's still going to take some time, but he said, I think we should be ahead of where we are right now. He's a little disappointed that the team hasn't gelled more than they have, even though it's early in the season. You're going to have that, though, with those transfers.
Yep.
I mean, Ashu coming in from Bradley, Titer from Georgia State. Again, with D1 experience, you've got some ability.
Yeah. And a lot of them played a lot of D1. It wasn't like they played 3 games and said, this isn't the right fit. Some of them started a lot of the games.
Sure.
Or key reserves. That's Molly Franson, as we mentioned, a transfer in but sat out last year with a medical redshirt, had a knee injury. Puts the Spartans in the lead.
Kentucky.
Yeah.
So, again, another D1 player.
2-1, Spartans up. Their first points of the game coming from free throws. Into the game now is Bailey for Nyack. Bailey is a 6'1 junior. Long 3 on the way, no good. Nyack has lost its 4 games. In just about every game, they've almost been doubled up in scoring. Not just double-digit losses, but almost doubled up every time. Ashu with the drive, off the glass, rolls away. Quickly down to the other end, it's Villegas. Top of the key, they swing it to the other side. That is right.
Emily Ashu clapped her hands together once she got back on defense. A little disappointed that she didn't get that basket at the other end.
And there is our first basket of the game.
Yeah.
Took 4 minutes, 15 seconds. Taking the lead are the Warriors of Nyack, and they put the full court pressure on. They've been waiting a few minutes to do this after a made basket.
Yeah, after every make, we're going to press.
And there's a steal. Jeremy had it tipped away from behind her. Driving is Brown. She puts it up off the glass and in. And Tom Jesse does not like that. Calls a quick timeout. And it looks like he's going to make a quick substitution, and it should be Aaliyah Abney coming in as Jeremy had it swiped from behind. 5-2, Spartans trail.
We've got a few fine sponsors for University of Tampa basketball. The Tropical Smoothie Cafes menu boasts bold, flavorful smoothies with a healthy appeal, all made to order from the freshest ingredients. Their toasted wraps, sandwiches, flatbreads, and bowls are made fresh with quality meats and cheeses, fresh produce, and flavorful sauces. Located downtown at 200 North Tampa, just around the corner from UT.
5-2, Nyack in the lead. Nyack is a Christian college from Nyack, New York. And they're probably happy to be down here, even though it's a little drizzly today.
Yeah, not a perfect floor today, but I still will take this over almost anything that I experienced when I was out in Portland over the last month as it started to rain, and will continue to rain until basically June. so I'm very glad to be back here.
For those who don't know, and most of you probably don't because this is a brand new season, Scott, formerly from Portland, started his early in his broadcast career, was a broadcaster here in Tampa, went to Portland for about 3 decades.
Yeah, it was. 34 years there.
Came down here, moved back to the Tampa area, retired. We've been doing games for a couple of years. He came back to do the games this year and called me just before the season started saying, I'm going to have to delay my start of the college basketball season because the Portland Trailblazers radio play-by-play guy is taking a medical leave of absence, and they've asked me to fill in.
That was kind of a shocking phone call to get. I'm just sitting on the beach literally for about 4 years and get that phone call. They said, can you do it? And I'm like, well, I'm available. Now, whether I can do it is yet to be seen. But, no, I called the first 12 games of the regular season for the Trailblazers on their radio network, and I'm still on standby. The Blazers are on their first extended road trip of the season, and they'll see how it goes. The play-by-play guy, obviously, Brian Wheeler, is back with the team, and that's great. I mean, he's one of the great NBA play-by-play guys in his 20th season for the Portland Trailblazers, and I was just honored to fill in for him and keep his seat warm.
This is a little slower pace.
Oh my God!
Everything. The game.
Well,
when it's not a game.
Oh man, the 24-second shot clock is never ending. It's relentless, and those NBA guys come up and down and shoot. And again, radio play-by-play is different than what we're doing even here today because you can see what's going on, so we can talk about some other things along the way. As we are doing. But in radio, you have to describe everything that's happened.
Paint the picture.
Paint the picture for the listener. And I find that very difficult. I've called maybe 1,000 games on TV or on the internet from a video standpoint, and maybe 25 now total in my radio career. So, and that includes 14 NBA play-by-play games. I did the same thing filling in a few years ago. So, I think a better TV play-by-play guy than radio, and I think most people in Portland would agree with that assessment.
You got very favorable reviews, though.
Actually, they were very kind. They were very kind. Even Brian Wheeler, who was, in a position where he could be a little critical if he wanted to be, at least critiquing me, he had some nice things to say as well.
Very good. I know you did a great job.
Yeah, it was fun.
Abney kicks it out to Franson. Nice job, Molly Franson, about 12 foot from the side.
As I have told a lot of people, including you, Jack, I love calling play-by-play of basketball. I mean, to call a game-winning shot, whether it's Division II women's basketball, men's basketball, whatever it is, NBA, it doesn't matter. But I got to admit, it was a big thrill to call Damian Lillard's game-winning three-pointer with 0.7 of a second left to beat the Lakers. And it ended up as Dan Patrick's play of the day, so I was on his show.
Nice.
That was pretty cool. It was a fun time, but as I mentioned to you and put on Facebook too, holy mackerel! Every day you wake up, you got a game that night or the next night, one of those two, and so I was constant game preparation mode.
Griffin Dempsey coming into the Spartan lineup. She is a senior from Huntington, West Virginia. Not only were you telling us the story, but the game's over. Hurry up, get on a plane.
Oh, yeah.
Head somewhere else, land late in the night or early in the morning.
Right. Yeah, in fact, after we flew out of Milwaukee, part of your old stomping grounds, we flew home after that. It was the third game of a 3-game road trip that opened the season. As soon as the game was over, at the arena itself, you go through TSA before you board the team bus, which takes you out to the tarmac. You get off the bus on the tarmac right next to the jet, the chartered jet. Go up in there, and they've got, you're flying with the team.
Oh, Dempsey, nice three.
Pretty shot there.
Spartans lead for the first time. 9-7's the score.
So, yeah, and then the life they have is amazing. You know, you got Ruth's Chris steak or chicken after every meal or after every game. And
no fast food?
There's no. They get it to you fast. Let me put it that way. But it's a terrific life, and was just privileged as heck to be part of it and kind of pull back that curtain and see what all that is like. It's a lot of work, I'll tell you.
Long three, no good. Franson rips it down, fouled.
Molly went up high. She has the length to get up above most players at 6'2", and with the long arms, good leaping ability. She was up there and grabbed the ball before the Nyack player could corral the basketball.
Well, we are glad you're back.
Thank you. It's great to be back. Absolutely.
Scott will be joining me for men's games as well. Men are not playing at home anyway. We only do home games.
Not till December 2nd, I think, is their first game. That's another conference game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll be Lynn coming in.
Lynn coming to town. Yeah. Named after you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You have your own
My
university.
grandfather founded that college. That's not true.
Franson from the free throw line knocks it down. As you mentioned, the Spartans initially were supposed to go to a tournament in Puerto Rico, but the hurricane that devastated the island, and they're still suffering from it, postponed that tournament. So the Spartans, in need of 2 games, quickly were able to put this tournament together. Madison spins in the lane, has it knocked away. A shoe with the ball, crosses the timeline, bounces to Abney. Abney drives off the rim, no good.
You know, you look at Madison. She played at the University of Detroit, Mercy, and had come to Nyack. Actually left for a couple years, but was able to come back to the program, and they're very, very happy to have her.
Franson altering the shot. Now the fight for it goes out of bounds, and the referee says Nyack gets the ball.
You can see Audrey Madison at 5'10", has some bulk to her, so she's a presence down in the post, and that looks to be what Nyack likes to do, is to try to get the basketball down deep.
Franson out, Lauren Cody in, a transfer from St. Joseph's College in Indiana.
Madison apparently can shoot the outside three as well.
She's not shy.
She at least took the shot. There wasn't a make there, but
let me check the stats early in the season.
Well, she's actually just 1 of 4 prior coming into the game, so she doesn't shoot there often.
But the Spartans are like, if you want it, go ahead.
Abney with a nice defensive play, forced the tie-up. It'll stay Nyack basketball, though.
Molly Franson, a big presence at 6'2", but Lauren Cody, who just came in 6'3".
Nice to see them have size, as we were saying at the outset.
Nice drive off the rim and finally bounces through for Brown.
Yeah, you can see Brown is a nice player. She's quick off the dribble. She also can shoot the three. She leads them in makes and attempts. 7 of 19, 37% coming into the game. Yeah, so her coach, Coach Julian, said you're going to like watching her play today.
Cody kicks it out. Abney fakes, drives, spins in the lane, and fouled on the way in. Coach Julian, a Nyack grad himself, is one of the, still, I believe, the 3rd all-time leading scorer on the men's team.
Exactly. 1,844 career points, and he was an assistant in 2010 before becoming the head coach and helped them, the school, Nyack, get its first NCAA tournament bid.
Nice.
Coaching them. And this is his 8th year as the head coach. But yeah, he played back in the 90s, 98 grad. Nice man. I had a chance to visit with him before and was very pleasant. I mentioned that I like to always talk to the opposing coaches and get information about the players, because obviously those of you who are Nyack fans that are watching on the stream today, we welcome you and hope that you're going to enjoy the broadcast, and we want to talk about your players as well.
Sure.
So
12-9, Spartans lead. Just over a minute to go, first quarter. You're watching on the Sunshine State Digital Network and TampaSpartans.tv. Actually, if you ask me, pretty good crowds for a Friday after Thanksgiving.
Well, and again, with school out as well, you don't have the students available. So not bad.
Shot clock down. Brown turns around, misses. ping-pongs around, chasing it, a shoe. Nice job keeping that in bounds. 30 seconds to go. About 7-second difference on the shot clock. The shoe kicks it out. Abney. All alone, lost control. Kicks it out to Jeremy. Still time, only 10 on the shot clock now. Jeremy back out. Dempsey. Abney with 4 on the shot clock now. In the lane, off the rim, no good. New shot clock, 5 on the game clock. Back to Abney, still time. She needs to shoot. It's on the way. She got fouled on the way up. I think she was inside the arc, but she's going to get 2 at least.
Yeah, that was a good presence. She was unaware initially that the time was about to expire in the quarter, and then heard her teammates yelling, "Shoot, shoot!" And so she turned around and just was throwing it up there. Got bailed out as she was fouled, so she gets a couple of free throws here.
Aaliyah Abney. These are some of the tougher free throws to shoot when everybody goes to their bench.
That's right. Again, she played at Charleston Southern University, played 1 year there.
But she thinks it's no big deal.
Yep, nothing to it, nothing but net.
Now the Spartans lead 14-9 after the first 10 minutes. 9 of their points from the free throw line. Tampa 9 of 10, just 2 of 10 from the field.
Yeah, but on the other side as well, Nyack shooting just 22%,
yes.
4 of 18. So again,
nobody's lighting it up.
We didn't see a whole lot of field goals here.
No.
Not many assists in the first quarter.
No.
That's for sure. But the Spartans have the lead, 14.
At the most, there could have been 4 assists. How many did we have? They gave 4 assists out.
Okay.
Every basket assisted.
Very good. Well, that's what a coach likes to see. Hey, DP Dough delivers cheesy happiness on and around college campuses, including UT, for calzones, wings, and breadsticks. Order online at dpdough.com. They're open late. And Jersey Mike's. At Jersey Mike's, they offer a sub above with the nearest location at 2121 West Kennedy in Tampa. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
We get set for the second quarter. Spartans are led so far this year by Faith Sanders. 2 games. She missed the first 2 due to injury. She's at 12.5 points a game. And Stasia Titer at 12.3.
Yeah, and again, Titer's the leading rebounder at 8 rebounds a game, has 4 block shots to lead the squad, also 8 steals, which leads the team. I could tell just looking at the box score, looking at the stats, that Stasia Titer is a key part of what Tom Jessie wants to do this year.
He's not afraid to sub, though. He's got some depth this year at all positions. Cody with the ball. Down to the corner to Dempsey. Looked at a 3. Passes to a shoe. She will shoot off the rim.
Had a good look.
She'll knock a few of those down before it's over, though.
She's made 8 to lead the squad coming into this game. And shooting at a cool 47% from downtown. So, yeah, she is the person you'd like to see with the ball outside the arc.
Jeremy tries to duck under and get the shot, not able to. Dempsey. Pass into Cody. Look at her post move off the glass and in. Lauren Cody's first bucket of the day.
Out of St. Joseph's College, played there 2 years. Last year, averaged 5 points, 4 rebounds. Ooh, long 3 here.
No good. The 3 has not been nice to either side yet. Oh, persistence there for Kareem Duvall. And she is just into the lineup to start the quarter.
You see Imani Dawson is in as well, number 35.
Duvall is from Potomac, Maryland, a junior.
Oh, wow, great
Abney.
follow. Titer with a nice follow. She came in there, came screaming in from the weak side, got the rebound and stuck it back in, and a 1.
As you mentioned, also in the lineup is number 35, Imani Dawson, a junior from Laurel, Maryland. Titer to the free throw line. Spartans 9 of 10 from the free throw line today. And I shouldn't have mentioned it. But Karma Jeremy gets the rebound.
Yeah. Nice offensive board by Karma there.
Lob inside to Cody. Off the glass and in. Nice entry pass by Dempsey.
Cody at 6'3", kind of towers above the smaller post players, post defenders from Nyack College.
Dawson, they call it travel before she got the ball. And Faith Sanders back in, a shoe out for the Spartans. And a timeout is called. I believe Nyack calling the timeout. 20-9, Spartans leading now with 8:09 to go in the second quarter. This is TampaSpartans.tv.
Clean Eats, a new cafe located at 3838 Neptune Avenue, open till 7 o'clock. It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. Featuring healthy sandwiches, wraps, bowls, and smoothies. Clean Eats. And whether you're a competitive athlete wanting to tone up or just love flavorful, healthy food, Rebuilt meals are built to feed your body with the proper nutrients that will fuel your active lifestyle. Enjoy fitness-inspired meal plans with Rebuilt Meals. Visit rebuiltmeals.com.
So the Spartans with a slow start, but now are heating up a little bit. They were 2 of 10 at the end of the first quarter, now 5 of 15. So they are 3 for 3 this quarter. Technology will not get the better of us as the stat screen disappeared on us.
But we're good now. Thank you, Jack. You know, the interesting thing about doing some of the NBA games, they have a new stats monitor now that all of the teams in the NBA are trying to use to help the broadcasters and the sports writers. And it was kind of malfunctioning early on, which, of course, as the new play-by-play guy, I was like, oh, really? This is going to happen? First of all, I don't know all the players very well, and now I don't even have the stats monitor work. But at Indiana, instead of the last name showing up, it had the number, then the first initial, period, and the first 2 letters of the last name.
Well, that does you no good.
That does you no good whatsoever. No, so I was like, well, this is useless. Wow. So I'm glad to be here in Tampa where the stats monitor is actually working.
Well, that was F. Sa driving for the Spartans, Faith Sanders.
Yes, I would have known that. F. Sa, number 1. Number 1 in your program.
22-9. So the Spartans have taken a 7-6 deficit and made it a 22-9 lead.
Nice little run here.
Pass inside. Dawson turnaround. No good. Dempsey boards.
Dawson still looking for her first points of the season. Has played somewhat limited duty. Has seen limited duty.
Nice pick from Cody. Little skip pass to Sanders. They're kind of giving the Spartans the opportunity to shoot the 3 if they want. Probably because they're 1 of 7 from there right now. Shot clock down to 5. Jumper at the free throw line. Off the glass, no good. Onto the ground, and Tyler rebounds.
Tyler goes and gets it. You can see she has a really good sense for the rebounding, where the ball's going to come off the basket.
Inside to Cody. Just backs down Dawson, but lays it out too hard. Saved, and coming back the other way. Driving the lane, putting it up and in is Villegas.
Jamali Villegas out of Cherry Hill East High School in New Jersey.
That ends a little bit of a scoring drought for Nyack.
That was a nice coast-to-coast move by her right there. Nice drive. She kept waiting for somebody to come pick her up defensively, and nobody did.
Nope. Top of the key, that's Dempsey. Into Cody. Back out to Dempsey. She's going to launch a 3 off the rim. Villegas coming back the other way. She just did a coast-to-coast. Tries it again. This one finally found some resistance, and Faith Sanders comes away with it. Nice bounce pass to Tyler. Up off the glass and in.
There's your pretty assist of the game thus far. Nice pass by Sanders.
Do we have any sponsors who do deliveries? Because that was a good delivery of the game there.
That was a good delivery right there. We actually do. Pizza Hut.
Oh,
you can call Pizza Hut at 251-3399. Get your pizza delivered to UT today.
There it is.
Yeah, that was your Pizza Hut delivery right there. Faith Sanders.
So we always tell people that phone number is local. Don't call it if you're in Nyack.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get somebody who's watching football right now. 24-11, Tampa on top. Tampa will play tomorrow at 1 o'clock against Anderson, University of South Carolina. Rachel Warden, that one just lips out. Tighter, saw it roll off her back. Nice drive all the way. Rebound, Dawson, off the glass, no good. It's about 3 times in a row now. Nyack's been able to go coast to coast. They only hit one of them. Franson back in the lineup. A shoe in the lineup. A shoe with the 3. No good. Neither team. Spartans have the best shooting 3-point percentage today at 1 for 10.
Oh, a nice pass and a basket inside.
24-13. Warden over the free throw line, or the mid-court line. Pass into Franson. Inside, Sanders. Off the rim, no good. Gets the rebound, still fighting for it. Now Nyack gets it, and they call, I think they got Sanders over the back. No, call timeout, Nyack?
Nyack had control of the ball and got a quick timeout.
Because Sanders realized she was reaching and gave it up. Oh, well, 24-13, Tampa on top, 4:28 to go until halftime.
Courtyard by Marriott, simply refreshing, located at 3805 West Cypress in Tampa, an official host hotel of University of Tampa Athletics. And if you are thirsty, grab a Pepsi, the official Spartan soft drink. Florida Orthopedic is a sponsor of UT Athletics. Let's give a big shout out to Drs. Selman and Gasser and Florida Orthopedic Institute and their sports medicine team for keeping our players safe and providing athletic training services and medical care to University of Tampa student athletes.
Spartans have the shooting percentage up to 30%. 7 of 23 now. They were 2 of 10, so they're 5 of 13 since.
Coach Jesse said before the game, I asked him, I said, so do you want this team to be defensive-minded or offensive-minded? And he goes, well, both, actually. and he says, and right now we're neither. And I think we do see some of that. There's been some lapses at both ends.
Yep. Spartans with a zone. Turnaround Dawson rattles around and out. And Tighter with a rebound. That is her 7th already. 6 points, 7 boards.
Sanders called for the travel. Turnover by Tampa. Again, Spartans certainly have an opportunity to take care of business in this game. But they do need to execute a bit better at the offensive end at this point. I just wonder, you see Elena D'Alfredo, graduate assistant this year, first time, all SSC performer. I've always wondered how tough it is for a player who's just fresh off of her final season to have to sit there and watch as former teammates are out there doing what she loves to do so much. Got to be tough. I
asked her after one game, said a couple times I got up to go in. I just thought it was my time.
Yep. You need me back in there, Coach.
But she was wearing heels, so she deferred.
Tom Jesse would love to have her out there. I know that. But it's these players' time now.
Yep. Inside to Franson. Double teamed off the glass anyway and in. Franson now 8 points. And she has not missed. She's 2 for 2 from the field, 4 for 4 from the line. Top of the key is Brown. Drives the lane off the glass. I think she traveled on the way in, though. She did. (26-13). Spartans with a couple substitutions. Rachel Warden, Karma Jeremy back in. And as we mentioned, this luxury that Coach Jesse has to be able to sub a whole bunch of players.
Oh, yeah, he likes the depth of this team. You mentioned it earlier. He really does feel like, he can go to any player on that bench and they're going to come out there and do something positive for the team. Not sure what the officials are talking with Coach about at this point.
I'm not sure. They stopped play. The one referee beckoned the other one, and then they came over to talk to Coach Jesse.
Well, actually, and the other officials...
No, they're talking about... Okay. It didn't look chippy or anything. I'm not sure what the situation is. You look at talking about the depth, but right now, Franson and Cody, the two big players in the middle, have 12 points, almost half the Spartan points at this point.
Yeah, they are talking to both coaches, so it wasn't just a Spartans.
Something they want to nip in the bud, maybe, huh?
Perhaps that's it. Otherwise, I really don't know what it would have been.
Maybe we can get them to come over and tell us.
I also thought maybe they were talking about the possession arrow, because at one point they were...
Why they went one way or the other?
Yeah, not sure. Interesting.
Foul called inside. Franson got pushed around a little bit.
Well, and if it was any chippiness, maybe this quick whistle here is to stem the tide in that respect.
Didn't really notice anything that looked out of the ordinary.
No.
Spartans will inbound. Rachel Warden quickly into Franson. Jumper off the rim, no good. Tipped away by Griffin Dempsey. Nice job.
Nice offensive board there. She just controlled it with one hand, knocked it out there, went and recovered it herself.
Jeremy bounces it inside. Franson fights through the lane, knocked out of her hand, though she thinks it was knocked out of, actually hit her hand to knock it out of bounds. She does not get the call. Little discussion. Franson and Dawson told not so much pushing and shoving.
The officials doing a good job of controlling things.
Franson drives, misses the shot badly, but rebounded by Jeremy.
Shot clock still down to 5. Didn't hit the rim.
Does Dempsey know? She does, but they got to shoot quickly. Franson airballed it. That will be a shot clock violation.
And we see Japria Kareem Duvall has checked in now for Imani Dawson. Kareem Duvall is a swingman, 5'8", out of Potomac, Maryland.
Driving the lane is Wright. Left-handed runner off the glass and in.
Jocelyn Wright, Coach Julian says she is a high-energy player. She plays with great heart. Was second in rebounding last season for this team, and right there again this year. He said, when she came in, nobody really knew what to expect, but she has proven to be a real Energizer Bunny kind of player. She just goes and goes and goes and gets the ball. And
Griffin Dempsey buries a 3. She has 6 now for Tampa. Franson leading all scorers with 8. Long 3. Off the glass, no good. Into the arms of Rachel Warden.
Boy, nice
She tries
job
to go up court quickly. Pass doesn't get there. Brown steals.
Well, Warden did a great job sealing off the potential offensive rebounder, and then she threw the ball away.
Another drive in the lane by Wright. Fouled on the way up this time.
Nyack's pretty good team free throw shooting club, 75% on the season, which isn't bad at all.
Free throw line is Wright.
She's now 6 of 8 for the season. Wright is. She becomes their leading scorer at the moment with 5 points. Wright on the season, averaging 6 points and almost 7 rebounds a game. Part of that Energizer Bunny thing we were talking about. She goes and gets it.
29-16, just under a minute to go until halftime. Pass into Franson, but the communication, as Led Zeppelin would say, there was a communication breakdown.
Indeed.
For all the people who remember Led Zeppelin. It was pretty much a joke for you and me.
They were fairly popular. That's back-to-back turnovers for the Spartans. I know Tom Jesse will talk about that at halftime. Take care of the ball.
Turn in the lane, blocked by the Spartans. Rebound Wright. Stepped on the baseline as she grabbed the ball.
But again, you could see her just go get it. She really does have a nose for the basketball. The reviews that David Julian gave me about some of their players seem to be very accurate. Jocelyn Wright is the Energizer Bunny. Brianna Brown's fun to watch, their leading scorer. There's some talent here, and when they get into their conference, probably could be a factor.
Yep. There are only about 700 students in the school compared to Tampa, which is, I think, is inching closer to 10,000 all the time. 5 on the shot clock. Jeremy inside, kicks it out to Titer. Shot no good. Jeremy rebounds. Oh, not fouled on the way up. out quickly with 5 seconds to go until half. Driving down the lane is Smoot off the glass, and it comes out at the buzzer. We have reached halftime with the score. The Tampa Spartans 29, the Nyack Warriors 16. And we'll take about a 15-minute halftime break, but first let's run through the scoring to this point. For the Spartans, they're shooting just 31%. They have Dempsey with 6, Titer with 6, Franson 8, Sanders 2, Abney 3, and Cody 4. Interestingly, at the moment anyway, Warden and Jeremy have not picked up any points for the Spartans. Spartans are shooting just 31% on the day, and 2 of 11 from three-pointers, 9 of 11 from the free throw line. On the other side, it is Smoot with 3, Brown with 4, Wright with 5, Hickson 2, Villegas 2, and that rounds out their scoring. They're 7 of 34, just 21%. Have not hit a three-pointer in 7 tries, 2 of 4 from the free throw line.
And before we take that break, let me remind you that the official chariot of the Spartans is Mart's First Class Coach. If you need to charter a bus, you should go online to www.martsfirstclass.com and visit Walter's Press Box. It's Tampa's favorite place to watch the big game and party. The Press Box, 222 South Dale Mabry. And if you're an author or want to be one, or you just like to read a book, you can go visit the Barnes & Noble campus store. It has everything UT in one place. Located in the Vaughn Center, first floor, open Monday through Saturday, or shop online at utampa.bncollege.com.
All right, we're going to take a break, come back just before the start of the second half. Tampa 29, Nyack 16. By the way, the earlier game, a 70-65 win for Minnesota State University Moorhead over Anderson, South Carolina, the team the Spartans will play tomorrow.
And Anderson trailed by double digits at halftime and trailed most of the game and really put on a furious rally. Had a chance to tie with a 3 with about 25 seconds to play. Ended up just falling short in that comeback effort, but it was quite a comeback. What I saw in the first half from Anderson was, boy, this is a team the Spartans should be able to handle. What I saw in the second half and late going, I thought, well, maybe it'll be a heck of a good game. So that's tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
Tomorrow at 1. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back. 29-16, Tampa leads Nyack at halftime. And welcome back to courtside for the University of Tampa women's basketball game against the Nyack College Warriors. Tampa leading at halftime 29-16. Spartans are led by Molly Franson at this point with 8 points. And on the other side is Wright leading Nyack with 5 points. Low scoring for both teams. I would think both teams not real thrilled, Scott Lynn, with the way this game has gone.
No, and again, some of that is just the shooting that hasn't been very good. Tampa shooting 31%, as you mentioned earlier, and just 21% shooting for Nyack. Not a ton of turnovers in this game. It just seems like more because the shooting hasn't been well. I mean, Tampa only had 7. Nyack had only 5 turnovers in the first half. But when you combined any turnovers with the poor shooting, it kind of makes you feel like, wow, are either of these teams capable of having a nice offensive run? So I'm sure that Tom Jesse on Tampa's side and certainly David Julian are both looking at that going, okay, let's try to get the ball in the basket a little bit.
Spartans are shooting about 44% on the year. So if they were being average today, you would add about 4 more baskets to their total, which would give them 8 more points, which would get them a reasonable amount, which would be upper 30s.
And I think we'll see Tampa come out in the second half here and execute a little bit better. And again, I think they're going to continue to try to work it inside to some of those taller post players.
Underway, second half. Madison quickly hits nothing but net, but it was the front of the net, not inside the net.
Yeah.
Tampa in white. That's Molly Franson. Tries to spin in the lane and is fouled and goes down. Tampa wearing white. Nyack in the dark black from Nyack, New York. Tampa 3-1 on the year. They have played 2 conference games, are 1-1 in conference. Rachel Warden with the bucket there, and the Spartans getting the first bucket of the half, a 3-pointer. Tucking the ball under and driving the lane is Villegas, and she's fouled on the way in. Tampa Thanksgiving Classic. And Villegas will go to the free throw line. Right now, 1 of 3.
She's coming off her best game of the season. She had a 9.9 rebound game against Merrimack in her last outing. So I know she'd like to continue to produce at that level.
Spartans on the floor, the original starting lineup. Same for Nyack. And a couple of free throws make it 32-18. Full court press. Nyack is gone to this every time after a made basket. As we've mentioned, just haven't been that many made baskets to this point in the game. Nyack, a very young team, a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores seeing playing time. Karma Jeremy, an experienced senior, drives for Tampa, kicks it out. Faith Sanders, another senior, drives the lane, and her pass misses Molly Franson. Emily Ashew into the lineup. Faith Sanders out. So Tom Jesse showing he will not tolerate mistakes to this point.
Well, and again, I think one of the themes probably at halftime was let's take care of the ball and not try to do too much. Don't turn it over, and Faith Sanders threw the ball away there trying to create. Not a bad idea, but just didn't execute it. Give the officials some credit. They're not blowing those whistles on every time there's contact or when the ball is deflected. I don't think that was a foul, but they didn't whistle one either. That's good to see.
Emily Ashew in the lineup. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Jeremy outside. 5 on the shot clock. Warden has to get ready to shoot and does, but misses.
Boy, Nyack had all 5 players underneath the boards right there looking for the defensive rebound. Nice job.
Well, they're by no stretch out of this game, and a couple stops and a couple baskets can change the complexion quickly. That's Brown, averaging 16 a game, has that one blocked by Franson, right back to Brown, and her pass knocked away, taken by Franson. Quickly up court is Karma Jeremy. She's going to pound the dribble all the way in, jump stop, and a foul called. Foul is going to be called on, who's that? Bailey.
Yeah, Janae Bailey. Didn't play in the first 2 games for Nyack. Coming into this one, averaging 7.5 points, 5.5 boards.
Franson inside the arc. Nice job. Hits the 3. She hits double digits.
And we've seen that back at the other end of the first half, where the out of bounds under the basket was just simply throw it into Molly and let her shoot the baseline jumper.
She's had a pick and then just a couple steps back, gets the pass. Villegas. Long 3 on the way. Hickson misses. A shoe quickly down court. No break, no numbers. Slows it down. Warden directs traffic. Inside to Jeremy, pass deflected away, and foul called. I think they get Jeremy with a push. Into the lineup comes Dawson, and she will replace Bailey.
Dawson, Madison, Bailey, 3 players with some girth to them inside. Their presence, they take up a lot of space.
Outside, jumper on the way by Wright. I take that back, Hickson who hits it.
Hickson, a freshman point guard, and obviously it looks like she can shoot the ball too.
Jeremy getting some resistance up court. Gets it to Warden. And she loses the ball. Quickly the other way is Brown. Jeremy tries to get there but can't, and Brown lays it in. So turnovers have been a problem to this point in the half, as the lead is still 12, still double digits. But the Spartans have turned it over 3 times this half. 4 times. No, they call it a kick. Stays 3. But Nyack, as you mentioned earlier, increased its pressure.
And Tampa now needs to respond to that. Take care of the ball. Understand that they're going to be coming at you with a little bit more intensity on the defensive side.
6 minutes to go, third quarter. Tampa 34, Nyack 22. Tighter, outside the arc, off the rim. Brown brings it up court. She has 6, 3 of 11 shooting today. Averages almost 16. Calls out a new play. Trying to drive on a shoe, and that does a lot of steps, but they call it for the charge.
Nice defensive play right there.
I think it was take your pick on whether it was a travel or a charge. That is foul number 2 on Wright.
A shoe with good defensive position that time and drew the charge.
Faith Sanders in. She has the ball. Tighter out. A shoe bounce pass to Jeremy. Lobs it into Franson. Lost the ball.
You can see that's what I think Tampa wants to do, go the high-low game as Karma Jeremy immediately tried the lob over the top. But another turnover.
Yep. Franson at 6'2", just lob it into her and higher than everybody else, and you're probably okay. Steal by Sanders. Doesn't have the numbers, but being dogged by Brown.
And for a moment, she didn't have the basketball either. Had to go catch up to it.
Inside to Franson. Boy, they double team, at least a double team, every time the ball's down there. And Franson a little bit frustrated that time. And quickly a timeout is called. Boy, every time Franson gets the ball down low, they collapse on her. 30.
in Tampa. Hungry? Check out Firehouse Subs. Their subs are made the firefighter way, served steaming hot and loaded with the finest fresh sliced meats and cheeses. They're located at 2617 West Kennedy Boulevard. Firehouse, founded by firemen.
Tampa on top so far this half. 2 of 4 shooting. That's 50% for Tampa. Not a lot of shots in the first 5.5 minutes. They've actually taken 7 less shots than Nyack, but have 2 more baskets.
But again, 4 turnovers already here in this quarter in just a little over 5 minutes. So that's, I don't think, what Tom Jesse wants to see. He'd like to see them take care of the basketball a little better.
DeCarlo DeVoe, who did color with me for some of the games in your absence, said you've got to treat the basketball like your girlfriend. Nobody else touches her, and you hold on to her tightly.
Wow, that's a great way of putting it. My wife would be interested to hear that I have a girlfriend.
Warden, late in the shot clock, misses. DeCarlo, still 25 years later, the all-time leading scorer at Tampa. More than 2,000 points.
And I heard he did a very nice job.
Did a really good job. Yeah. He really bleeds red. Spartan red.
Well, he should.
Yes.
Well, you never know. He may have a few more opportunities here before this season is done.
Jeremy kicks it out to Ashu on the way. There we go.
That's the good-looking shot right there. Ashu, as we mentioned, 47% from downtown this season, and she had a good look there, and you can see that stroke is very pretty.
37-22, biggest lead, 15 now.
Wow.
But Brown says, let's whittle it away.
Yeah, she stepped back another 3 feet from.
That was an NBA. You've called a few of those.
Yeah.
Ooh, Jeremy just gets the pass in time. 37-25. Jumper by Franson, bounces off the rim, rebounded by Jeremy, and a foul is going to be on Hickson.
It'll be Spartans ball underneath the basket. Let's see if they run that play again with Franson just stepping out into the corner. But, the longer that Tampa allows Nyack to stick around, this young Nyack team, those Warriors are starting to believe that, hey, we could win this game.
If they got that shooting percentage up.
Yeah.
I'm thinking on the year, they're only 27% shooters, so this is unfortunately a typical game for them.
Yeah. Got a little wetness on the court. Karma Jeremy's going to wipe it up with a towel.
Doing some custodial work.
And now she'll inbound it.
Off the inbounds. They run a little different play this time that does not get Franson involved. Warden, top of the key to Sanders. Into Franson. Just pushed out by Dawson. Puts it up anyway, and a foul on Dawson. I mean, Dawson just leveraged her body there.
They changed the call. The underneath official called it a foul, but the outside official said no, before the foul there was a travel. So another turnover for Tampa.
Okay. 5 this half. 7 in the first half. 5 in 7 minutes of the second half.
The great thing here is that we don't have to go to the replay center in Secaucus, New Jersey to see if that's the correct call or not.
Dawson backs in. Nice little move in the lane. Misses the shot, though. And a shoe to the other end.
Emily looked ahead. It looked like Faith Sanders was out there ahead of the group, and she thought about throwing it and said, no, let's take care of the basketball here. Don't want to risk it.
Franson outside the free throw line, nails it. She has that 12 to 15 footer down.
And she's 4 for 7 today.
And 4 of 4 at the line.
Yeah. The rest of the team is 9 of 30 overall.
Inside to France and steps back. Another shot on the way. Bounces. Nice shooter's touch.
Shooter's touch, indeed. Nice shot.
I think, she came back off the knee injury, started, but kind of had to just kind of get back into what it's like to get jostled around in a college basketball game, and she's adjusting well.
She's only 2 points away from her career high, from equaling her career high of 16, which she's had a couple of times. Once this season against West Georgia.
Rebound there is her 7th, so she's flirting with a double-double. Oh.
An offensive foul. Here's a tee.
Tom Jesse, I think.
Well, Tom has to be careful here.
Yes.
He didn't like the call, and he's having to be restrained by Caitlin Mittrick. In the first game today of this tournament, we saw the coach from Minnesota State ejected as she contested a call at halftime. She refused to leave the court. The official teed her up and then threw her out of the game.
Wow.
And so that's why I say Tom Jesse's got to be careful here, because there's been precedent just today.
Well, he got up immediately on that call and was not more than 18 inches away from the referee's face.
I think
said a few things and said a few more things.
And now he's talking to, I think, the lead official and pleading his case. Either that or he was just trying to see what the breath mint was that the official was using.
I'm pretty sure he didn't say, "How was your Thanksgiving?"
He was not going to have him over for next Thanksgiving either.
Substitution for Nyack is number 23. That's Allison Rossi.
And now an offensive foul on the screen away from the ball.
Called by the official who was the focus of Tom Jesse's wrath.
Maybe pleading the case made a difference.
41-27, under a minute to go, third quarter. Ashu thought about it, comes back out to Jeremy. Pass into Cody. Oh, she missed a point-blank shot and had it taken away by Madison.
Madison with a block shot from behind.
Boy, Lauren Cody won't get an easier shot than that. Inside, foul called. I think it's on Ashu. And it will send Smoot to the line. Griffin Dempsey into the Spartan lineup. Rachel Warden out. Inbound to Nyack. Smoot.
Boy, she thought about the three, didn't she?
Didn't she? She backed it out. Now they run offense. 15 now on the shot clock.
They're running it down for the last shot of the quarter.
Really a tenth of a second difference. Spartans will have a chance to get a shot, but Jeremy had it taken away. Smoot off the glass, no good, and the quarter comes to an end.
Boy, there's no quit in Kelly Smoot.
No.
She stayed after it and got herself a last-second shot.
So the Spartans have a 41-27 lead at the end of the third quarter. Final 10 minutes coming up. Spartans shooting 50% this half, and they've helped themselves out with 40% from the three-point line, 2 of 5 in the half, as Nyack shooting just 23% for the half, 3 of 13, but that's the way they've been shooting the whole game. Spartans up 14. You're watching this game on TampaSpartans.tv.
We would like you to give it up to the Spartan team of physicians of Florida Orthopedic Institute, Florida's largest orthopedic group, and to Drs. Selman and Gasser and their sports medicine team for keeping our players active and safe on and off the field with their ortho urgent care just minutes away in South Tampa. If you are going to visit your student here at the University of Tampa, why not stay at the Bay Harbor Hotel, located at 7700 West Courtney Campbell Causeway in Tampa. It offers a discount rate to all UT supporters and guests. The Bay Harbor Hotel on Courtney Campbell Causeway. And Sodexo, University Dining Services by Sodexo, allows you to choose from 27 dining stations, serving breakfast, lunch, dinner, late night, and snacks. The official concessionaire of UT Athletics is Sodexo Campus Dining. Visit the UT website and check dining services for their variety and hours.
Spartans with Jeremy, Titer, Sanders, Dempsey, and Franson. Nyack has Rossi, Madison, Smoot. Who else is in there? Villegas and Brown. Final 10 minutes coming up. And we're underway. Spartans play tomorrow, 1 o'clock against Anderson of South Carolina. Don't be fooled. I looked up Anderson College, and it sent me to Anderson University of Indiana. And then I noticed Tampa was not on their schedule.
I did the same thing.
Before I did too much research on them. Nice job, Jeremy, in the lane. Her first points of the game.
Anderson, Indiana, by the way,
yes.
The home of Carl Erskine, the former Brooklyn Dodger pitcher. Lived his whole life there.
Brown has it stripped. Dempsey's going to push it. Decides she doesn't have numbers and comes back.
Nice steal again by Sanders, knocking the ball away from behind. She has that length, 5'10", very athletic. Good basketball sense.
Franson lobs it inside. Jeremy off the glass, won't climb over the rim. And Smoot comes back the other way, or I should say Villegas back the other way. Coast to coast again. Franson rebounds. Titer, nobody on her, so she's just going to head down the lane. Dishes off to Dempsey. Off a pick, free throw line. Jeremy bounces it. Titer for 3 from the corner. Rolls around and out. Quickly down court, Smoot. The lead is 16, 43-27. Brown missing on the 3 there. 8 minutes to go, fourth quarter. Franson leading all scorers with 14, passes off to Titer. Franson again. Drives the lane, step back in the lane, rolls around and in. She's got a nice touch.
And she does indeed. That does tie her career high. Third time in her career. She has scored 16. Gets congratulations of her teammates.
David Julian calling the timeout. As Franson now with 16 points, 8 rebounds. You know, earlier in the game, we had Titer had 6.6 rebounds very quickly in the game. She hadn't scored since, but has added to the rebound total and is just 1 away from double digits.
Very nice, very nice. We do want to remind you that South Sailport Waterfront Suites in Tampa is Tampa's only all-waterfront, all-suite resort, located on beautiful Rocky Point Island, just minutes from UT. And Outpost, located at the edge of campus on Kennedy. The Outpost offers an affordable classic menu. If you're a loyal Tampa Spartan fan, come post up at the Outpost.
Talking to a couple of the players and Tom Jesse before the game, I said, what were the Thanksgiving plans around here? And he said, we had a practice in the morning, but he said most of the players have family who live in the area, because if you look at the roster, it's a fairly local roster. And he said, so they all kind of went their separate ways. And I talked to Morgan Lum, who's from Massachusetts, and she said she imported her family. They flew in from Massachusetts. Her brother lives in the area, so they all went over there. So
that's nice.
For the most part, you know, Orlando is where a couple of the players are from, Karma Jeremy, and I think Stasia Titer. But you know, a lot of the players, local products, just headed for home.
That's neat. That's neat.
Now, I know the men's team, not quite as locally oriented. They usually all head over to Coach Schmidt's house, and they said Murray Joe usually fixes up quite the feast.
Yeah, very good. And I bet those guys eat a little bit.
Yeah, they do.
Don't they? Should mention the guys are playing tonight at Eckerd College in a tournament there. They play today and tomorrow. 5:30 games, I think, both days, if I'm not mistaken. Might be 4:30, but I think it's 5:30. 5:30 games. They
need to get back in gear.
Started out with a couple overtime wins and then struggled the last 2 games.
Unfortunately, the last 2 games were conference.
Yeah, you don't want to start out 0-2.
No. Long three on the way. Villegas airballed it, kicked out of bounds. They say off Dempsey's foot, so it will be Nyack's ball. Smoot to inbound. Tipped away by Aaliyah Abney. She's going to drive the lane, lays it up. I think she got fouled on the way in. Nice little change of direction. Abney will go to the line.
That's right. The Eckerd men are playing Pittsburgh State today.
Okay. That's Kansas, I believe.
At Eckerd College, and then they play Kaiser tomorrow. Both of those games are at 5:30.
Okay. Interesting the way the local schools here do these little tournaments is they usually bring in another SSC team like Eckerd and Tampa coming in, but then they'll bring in two other teams. They don't have a winner. You move to the winner's bracket. You will play the non-SSC team.
Right. Spartans
had a tournament here with St. Leo, and they played the two teams from the Gulf Coast Conference. Rebound, tipped away. Dempsey gets it for the Spartans. They do have numbers. Abney ahead of the pace, but a quick technical foul called on David Julian. So we're now tied in technical fouls, one apiece. For a second, I thought he called a timeout, but I'm like, he can't. His team didn't have the ball. And then they motioned something other than a timeout signal.
The officials are not taking any guff. I think that's clear. And I wonder if there's been a point of emphasis in that regard of just no talking. Mm-hmm. Just don't be critical out there.
Molly Franson missing that one. She had been 4 for 4 on the day.
And she was the team's top free throw shooter even coming into this game. She'd made 13 of 16, 82%.
Hits that one.
It's almost an upset when she misses one.
5 for 7 on the day for Molly. Spartans are 11 of 15. Well, I tell you what, the second men's game we had this year, the Spartans were 40 of 45 from the free throw line.
Wow.
Pat Bacon hit 18 of 18.
Nice. I still hold my high school's free throw record in a game. 18 out of 20.
Wow.
So I'll tell Pat Bacon. I know how that felt.
Oh, Julia McClure just into the lineup for the Spartans. Griffin Dempsey saw her open, but McClure was going to set a pick. McClure, another transfer from Wagner College. She is a junior from Secaucus, New Jersey.
She was the New Jersey Volleyball Player of the Year.
Volleyball.
Good athlete. Just a little miscommunication on that last play.
The lead is 20, the biggest lead of the game for the Spartans. 6.5 minutes remaining. Spartans will be content to let Nyack pass around the perimeter. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Tampa's ball. Tom Jesse wants a timeout this time. So with 6:25 to go in the game, it is 47-27, Tampa on top. This is TampaSpartans.tv.
For generations, Krispy Kreme has been serving delicious donuts and coffee. Visit the nearby Krispy Kreme on West Kennedy. Krispy Kreme serving hot donuts now. Doubletree by Hilton, Tampa Airport, West Shore. Book a beautiful room or suite at their newly renovated Tampa Doubletree Hotel on Cypress, just minutes from the...
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Tom Jesse's going to look at this and go, well, you beat a team that you expect.
You're supposed to beat by a lot.
Yeah, and even with the 15 turnovers, at this point, still with 6.5 to play, there are going to be things he could still look at and say, hey, look, we got to get better at this. We got to take care of the ball. Make every possession count, because certainly, as we've seen, the first, 4 games have all been relatively close.
Right.
All decided by single digits, some by one possession. So You know, you've got to take care of the basketball, and I think that will be something they'll work on moving forward.
A little full court pressure from Nyack. Into Abney. Finds Titer. Quickly over to Griffin Dempsey. Into Franson, but again, that ball tipped away, and it's going to be Dempsey.
She got her
pain
arm.
there.
She got her arm
bent in an odd way.
Yeah, and let's see if she's all right. You could tell she was in great discomfort as that shoulder went the wrong way. Just got pinned underneath there.
Yeah.
But she is hurting.
And she's going to come out, yeah. Rachel Warden quickly in. Hopefully it hurt more than it injured.
Right. But she is definitely favoring that at this point. So she'll, I'm sure, have an ice pack on that after the game, if not immediately.
Training staff over to talk to her and work with her.
She's headed to the locker room, so her day is probably done.
Yep. Actually, they do have a little training table over there. They may sit her down.
Okay. Right, you are.
Either way, she's away from the bench. Nyack has the ball. Still a 20-point lead, 6 minutes to go. Tampa on top. Pass inside, knocked away by Franson. Franson now with a career high 17 points off that technical. That's a season high, a career high, and a game high. All rolled into one. Brown knocks down that three.
Certainly Nyack doesn't think this is over.
No. That's one thing that this coach wants to see, David Julian, is let's not give up no matter what. Let's just keep improving. It's amazing how your top scorer, no matter what they've been doing, they figure out a way to get their average.
Yeah.
Brown has worked her way up to 14. She was hovering around 3, 4, 5 for quite some time.
Well, that was great ball movement by the Spartans that time and got themselves down in a low post and got a nice shot, drew a foul.
Abney will go to the line.
I like the overall look of the Spartans team. This is my first chance to see them, and there's a lot of athleticism out there.
Yeah.
And again, this group, the first group, I mean, they're top to bottom. There are a lot of athletic players out there. I like to see that on this team.
Abney missing the free throw. All her points to this point in the game are from the line. She's 4 of 7. And that's 5 of 8. Madison back in the lineup for the Warriors. And across the timeline comes Hickson. Finds Brown. Turnaround jumper, rolls in and out and taken away by Warden. Double team, but breaks it in the backcourt. Triple team now in front of the Spartan sideline, and kind of had no choice but to call a foul there as they all went tumbling down. Pass inside to Franson. Oh, perfect thought. Just didn't quite get there.
Molly turned the wrong way.
Would that be a back shoulder pass as they were trying there?
It was pretty. It was a nicely executed up to the point where Molly turned
the wrong way.
I'm not saying that she did that intentionally, but the way the pass was sent in her direction, it forced her not to. She lost sight of the ball as it came her way.
So Brianna Brown goes to the free throw line. She got fouled by McClure. First free throw, no good.
Brown had made her first 2 today and was at that point 20 of 24 for the season, shooting about 83-84%. She has
knocks
a nice
down
stroke.
The second.
Yeah.
48-31. She has 15 now on the day. Villegas back in the lineup for Nyack. Almost a steal, and they say it did go off Abney. Deflected by Smoot, hit Abney in the hand and went out of bounds.
18th turnover for the Spartans.
And Karma Jeremy is quick to come in, as is Faith Sanders.
And at this point, Tom Jesse wants to make sure things don't slip away, so 2 starters are coming back in right here.
Brown drives the lane, puts up a runner off the glass, no good. Tipped by Jeremy into the hands of Warden. And Warden is fouled by Smoot. Spartans are beckoned into the backcourt by Karma Jeremy because now here's where you get that home run ball. They're all down at that end, so you just send Warden or Franson.
Well,
somebody.
Watch Faith Sanders. Yeah. She's already starting to cheat.
Now go. Somebody go. Oh, they went.
Well, they just wanted to get the ball inbounds, I guess. All right. Nothing wrong with that either.
No. 48-31. 17-point lead for Tampa.
But I like your idea, Jack. That was there if they wanted to pursue it.
It's a jump ball call. Possession arrow to Tampa. Rachel Warden will inbound under the basket to the left. Sets it. This time they saw Franson and made her come outside to get the ball. Shot clock down to 7. Warden to Franson. She's launching a 3. Looks good and rattles it in.
Whoa! First career 20-point game for Molly Franson.
Unfortunately, the rest of the SSC will see this game. And it may not be quite so easy next time, but you give her that jump shot. She has really proven she can hit the jump shot as well as work well inside. Tighter to Sanders.
Well, on the stats monitor, Jack, it's saying that was only a 2.
I wasn't sure if she was inside. She was inside the men's line, but I wasn't sure about the women's line.
I thought she was outside it, so I stand corrected. Still, a 19-point game is her career high.
It's a career high.
Yep.
Lauren Cody comes in to replace her with 3.5 to go in the game. Foul was called there on Wright. Spartans inbound. Way deep to Faith Sanders. Warden. Little weave out top. Jeremy. Tighter just inside the line. Hits it. And Stasia Tighter knocking that one down, her 8th point. First in a while. 8 points, 9 boards. She and Jeremy flirting with that double-digit rebound. Actually, Franson is too, though they're not. Franson's not on the floor. Shot hits the glass. Cody takes it off. Warden nicely up court. 2:50 to go. Tighter stutter step. Too many stutter steps.
Yeah, indeed. And now Tom Jesse's feeling good enough about the situation to allow more of the reserves to come in.
It's got Julia McClure coming back in the lineup, but also coming in is number 3, Julia Ingram, a freshman from my neck of the woods, Palm Harbor University High School, where Devin will someday go to high school.
Yeah, she was the Pinellas County Player of the Year.
Just a freshman. Long jumper on the way, no good. That was by Kareem Duval. Also into the Nyack lineup is number 23. That's Allison Rossi. And there's a foul on Lauren Cody. As she knocked Bailey to the ground. Pair of 2 number 32s colliding there. 2:15 to go in the game. Spartans by 21. Biggest lead of the game. Rossi up top. Driving the lane, losing the ball on the way in was Hickson. And it will be Tampa's ball.
Well, Jack, I think that obviously, Tom Jesse's going to look at the final box and say, wow, 20 turnovers.
Yes.
But I think the other thing that he will like, actually, is the fact that his team has held Nyack to under 20% shooting, just 19% from the field.
Abney, nice pick by Cody, drives the lane, fades away off the glass, no good. Cody rebounds and gets out of the pack with the ball. Minute and a half to go in the game. Rachel Warden finds McClure, dumps it down to Cody. Left hand blocked.
Dawson with a nice block. Just put her hand straight up, and Cody shot right into him.
Smoot outside, lofts it inside. Pass gets away. Taken by Ingram, and she gives it off to Abney. Spartans have a 2-on-1. Abney to McClure. McClure with a fake. Off the glass, no good. Warden with the board. Less than a minute to go in the game. Spartans can run half of that clock here. Warden. Abney, 7 on the shot clock. Drives, falls down, unfortunately. Another turnover. 35 seconds to go in the game. Off the glass is Smoot, taken away by McClure. Quickly down to the other end. Spartans with no shot clock can just run this one out now. To the corner. Ingram decides to fire, missing.
Tom Jesse put his head down as if to say, well, probably could have dribbled it out, but you can't blame the freshman
wanting her first points.
Exactly.
I believe it would have been her first.
It would have, yes.
Yep. The layup at the other end, 52-33. Now they'll dribble it out. And we've come to the end of the game. The Spartans, a 52-33 winner over Nyack this afternoon in the Tampa Thanksgiving Classic. Tampa led in scoring by Molly Franson with 19 points on the day. Spartans end up shooting only 37% for the day, but 50%, so their shooting was good in the second half, but they had about 14 turnovers in the second half, so it moved one way but not the other way.
When we said that they had 7 in the first half and we thought that Tom might feel that was too many, the 14 in the second half probably were too many.
That was way too many.
But again, it's a game that you can understand it. It's kind of loosey-goosey. You're playing. It's not a tight game. Certainly every possession wasn't critical, and so you understand why these things happen. But I do know that he'll say, hey, we're going to have to take care of the basketball a little bit better when we play the really, really good teams. But for those of you who have watched your daughters from Nyack, or your friends, if you will, we appreciate you joining us here today. And they'll play again tomorrow. Nyack will.
They'll play at 11 tomorrow. So quick recap of the scoring is Faith Sanders with 2, Warden with 3, Jeremy with 2,